never having a bad haircut ever again. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here. So on today's video, I'm going to be taking you through the processes to stop you from getting a bad haircut. So the best way that I can really explain how to never get a bad haircut ever again is, first of all, to do your research into a salon that does proper consultations. That has got to be my number one thing when it comes to anything hair related, whether you're working with clients, friends, family, models, anything like that. Consultation is key. And if you go to a salon where your bum barely touches the seat and you're already in the basin, there has to be some questions asked about that. So the first question I love to ask the clients, if they are new, is how did you hear about us? Word of mouth, social media, old school in the paper, on the telly, internet, did you Google search? All of those things, because for me, putting in best practice as to what I'm delivering my clients, I would love it if word of mouth or any social media was catching people's eye and it was bringing them to my chair. And then the second question that I ask my clients is, what do you love about your hair? Because the reason I ask this question is a client will probably say, yeah, I love the length, but what I hate is blah, blah, blah. And that's the key to it. When you ask somebody what do you love about themselves, they might cringe. They might be like, oh, nothing. In any walks of life, if you ask somebody to compliment themselves, they probably won't, and they'll head towards the negatives. So when you're asking your client about, or you go into a salon, what do you love about your hair? As a stylist, I would be anticipating them maybe saying one or two, and then they'd get into the things that they didn't like. So if you're a client and you're sitting in the chair and your stylist says, right, what do you love about your hair? And you say, I love the fringe, but I don't really like the wispy ends. I don't like the density. I don't like the condition. My hair's quite dry. All of these things, you've opened up everything that the client is thinking before they walk in to sit in your chair. And you as a client, you've got these things that are eating you up and you're wanting somebody, just please, somebody, ask me a question where I can give you everything that I don't like about my hair. And the next thing within that is just to pay particular attention to where they sort of touch and move. Because when you say, what do you love about your hair? They might be like, yeah, like I love the fringe, but it's okay. Why are they touching here? Is it a little bit drier there? Is there not enough shape around the face? Things like that. So be really aware as a hairdresser where the client is touching and moving. I really like sort of like the length, and they're tucking it behind their ear. Why are they doing that? Do they feel suffocated? Is there too much bulk here? These are the key things when it comes to, as a hairdresser, I'd be expecting to take notice of when my client is sitting in the chair. So to make sure you never get a bad haircut, these are the things that us as hairdressers really want to find out. Another question, and a big question, how do you feel about the condition? If they didn't tell you in that first question, what do they love about their hair? Because normally they follow on, yeah, I love the fringe, but it's quite dry. So you don't really need to ask, what do you feel about the condition of your hair? Because they're already telling you. That one question, what do you love about your hair? Don't say what do you like about it. What do you love? That's a big statement. What do I love? Family, friends, and all that sort of thing. But when it comes to what do I love about myself, not a lot. So pay close attention to what people are saying, and you as a client are sort of giving off, because these are those key points that us as hairdressers really need to understand and know to be able to give you the best haircut that you've ever had. Another question that not many hairdressers take consideration when asking questions, but how do you feel about your scalp? Normally as hairdressers, we're standing behind the client and we're sort of moving the hair and stuff. That isn't us sort of like being anxious or sort of fidgeting. That's us, especially coming from me, when I'm sort of talking, so how do you feel about your scalp? How do you feel about your hair? What do you love about your hair? And I'm just moving the hair. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm just opening up the hair just to make sure that the scalp isn't dry or anything like that. So how do you feel about your scalp? A little bit dry, a little bit sensitive, a little bit oily. And a biggie, if they didn't, again, tell you with that first question asked, What is your biggest challenge with your hair? Most of the time, it will be dryness, colour fading, straggly ends, split ends. But go a little bit deeper. How do you find styling your hair? How do you find blow drying it? Do you ever wear it sort of curly? Well, I'd love to, but I can't really get to grips with it. That's a great way for you to go in and say, right, when I'm going to be styling your hair today, I want to pay close attention, and I'm going to show you and let you have a go at styling yourself, and I'll give you a little bit of a tip of how to do it better at home. How often do you shampoo your hair, condition your hair, treat your hair? What styling products do you use? These aren't salesman tactics. What these are, they're just ways to understand. You wash your hair once a week. Oh, okay. So maybe just needs a bit more moisture, so maybe needs a treatment maybe twice a week. Or you don't shampoo it too much and it's getting really oily, maybe you need to shampoo it a bit more often. Or you shampoo it 7 days a week and we're concerned about how dry it's getting. That's where we need to introduce a treatment, maybe at home or in salon treatment. And then how much time do you spend on your hair? Is it really low maintenance? That's one of the biggest questions that I really sort of pay close attention to, especially when colouring, cutting, is how much time do you spend on your hair? Because we're all time poor. And when it comes to people wanting to spend more time, when they're going out, night out for dinner, events, yeah, they'll be spending a bit of time, if not visiting the salon. But how much time do you give yourself in the morning? 10 minutes, half an hour? Zero time. Wash it, put it up and go. Okay, so now what we need to be thinking about with this haircut is you spend no time, but you've got a school run in the morning, you get straight to work or to the gym, you're putting it up. If we were cutting your hair to a bob here today, you'd absolutely hate me tomorrow. When you've got to get up, put it up, and it doesn't quite reach, and you're getting all those pins trying to get your hair up. But then on the other hand, you might really want a brand new bob. And then I'm saying, oh, okay, how much time do you have to spend? Half an hour? What I think would be easier is if you just kept it about this length. Again, it goes both ways. What we need to be really taking note of as hairdressers and you as clients, coming in with enough sort of ammunition or inspiration, I suppose is a better word, and telling us exactly how much time you spend styling wise, how much time you have in the mornings to do it, and then what is your daily sort of routine. So once taking all of those questions and answers into consideration, what I'll do is I'll get my phone out, I'll start to Google some images, I'll ask the client to do so as well if they haven't brought any pictures or anything like that. And one thing to know as a client, just so you never get a bad haircut again, bring pictures. It's something that we really love. If you don't know pictures that you want, bring pictures that you don't want. That is a biggie. So when it comes to finalising everything, right, low maintenance, not enough time, blah, 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 I'll be Googling all these things. Low maintenance, brunette, bob, haircuts, that sort of thing. And then when it comes up, you'll be flicking, he's like, oh, yeah, that's quite nice. And they'll either say, yeah, it could be a little bit longer. Yeah, no worries, a little bit longer, that sort of thing. And then getting it. And then once we've finalised the whole consultation, showing that picture as our sort of inspiration, not our cemented look, because hair is different, everything is different. This is a photographic image. And that's one thing to know as a younger stylist. When you're showing inspiration, a lot of the pictures you're showing are of photo shoots or something that's had 4 people's hands all over it, makeup artist, photographer, retoucher, to make that hair look beautiful. And I get it. We have about 3 to 4 hours to create these sort of masterpieces in our salon. And when we are doing it, just don't overpromise, underpromise and overdeliver. That is one of the key things. So when you're looking at it thinking, look, what I really like about this, you've already got a fringe. This has got a full fringe. I like the length. I think the length would sit really well on you. You've got similar density. But what I'm going to go for, I'm just going to customize it for you. So her hair looks really thick. Yours isn't that thick. So I'm just going to put in a blunt baseline just to make yours look a little bit thicker. And then we'll aim for that. And then once we're done, see how that's got a little bit sort of disheveled wave? I'm going to show you how to do that once we've finished the haircut today. So I hope you've enjoyed that video of never having a bad haircut ever again. Let me know in the comments down below if you've ever had a good consultation, a bad consultation. Do you get consultations in your salon? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments down below. And if you're new, hit subscribe, give thumbs up, and I'll see you on the next video.